What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, Shane and I are headed to the Florida Keys for the weekend, and we are hungry for some key lime pie. It is the ultimate key lime pie tour, so stick around to find out who has the very best key lime pie in the Keys. Without further ado, let's hit the road and go eat some freaking key lime pie. All right, we're back in the car because of bugs and rain, but oh my gosh, that was delicious. I loved how tart it was. The balance between tart and sweet, the ratio of custard to crust was on point. Whipped cream tasted good, but it looked like it was from a can, not about it. The crust was moist, but still sturdy. All in all, I'm giving it an 8.7. Let's move on. Definitely more sweet than tart, which I'm not a fan of. I love meringue on key lime pie, but I want it to be more marshmallowy. I didn't mind the crust, but I like the crust of Mrs. Max better. 6.9. Moving on. Nice and tart. The meringue is like incredibly sweet. Almost has this margarita mix quality to it. I do like this meringue better than the last meringue just because it's creamier and it's not weeping. But it's very sweet. The pie I think needs to be a little bit more tart for it to make more sense.
It's all right. Mrs. Max is definitely better in my opinion.
8.1. I prefer a little bit more tart, and I'd still prefer a more marshmallowy meringue.
I could go without the meringue, honestly.
Yeah,
it's her thing.
He doesn't care about it. All right, moving on. Really creamy again. Tart, but not as tart as some of the other ones that I've liked. And the crust gets really, really thick towards the edges, but it's really, really crumbly, so it kind of falls apart, but it has good flavor. There's coconut.
It's the crust.
It's the whip. Coconut whip. I like coconut, so I think it's good, though I still prefer like a really creamy meringue. Come to me. I'm feeling 7.2. That's where I'm going. All right, we're moving on. I've had too many key lime pies today, so we are totally gonna bring this to our family's house. And I'm going to eat it mañana. Say hi, Shane.
Bye.
meringue is so good. I wish so badly that the pie itself was tartar. Slightly more sweet than tart. Really disappointing because the meringue is so good, but meringue is so sweet, it needs the tartness. And the crust is moist, it's not too crumbly. The custard's just not tart enough. 7.4. This is a beautiful place, by the way. Very old Florida.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It'd be so much better if it were much more tart. If they put this meringue on Mrs. Max, that would be epic. That would be a winner. Moving on. That was really good. I'm so happy. The meringue is good, it's creamy, it's beautiful on the top, marshmallowy. The custard is so tart, it makes so much sense with the sweet meringue. The only thing that I'm not like huge on, the crust is like a little crunchy. See, it's like kind of hard to cut through the crust. I'm going 8.9. Definitely the best so far. And they've got lime zest on the top. Just that added little Okay, I'm definitely finishing this. And we're moving on. More tart than sweet. The crust is not as moist as some of the others. Kind of breaks apart a little bit, but I also have to consider how long I let it sit. The crust doesn't have that much flavor though. I don't mind the whipped cream, but it came from a can, so nothing special. I feel like because it's more tart than sweet, and that is the most important thing to me, 7.2. Have I already rated something else 7.2? It is what it is. They didn't have any seating, so I'm headed to the next place, hoping to be able to try both of them there. It is so hot. Oh my gosh, I'm melting. Tart. The crust is really smooth, but it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. Really moist. That custard is so tart. I wish so badly that I had beautiful meringue on the top of it, but like custard, this is up there. Because the topping and the crust are just like, I'm gonna give this a 7.1. A lot of people say this is the best key lime pie in Key West. The custard almost tastes like a cheesecake. Maybe a little overdone. Maybe slightly more on the tart side. I don't know if they're making their own whipped cream and just have like some special container that they're putting it out of, but it tastes like standard whipped cream. Nothing special. The crust I really like the texture of. It's holding together well, but it's not too crumbly. Just moist enough to kind of like not fall apart. Not as creamy. Flavor's still really good though. I'm gonna go 7.3 because I like the crust. And the custard is on the harder side. Alright, let's move on. So the mini pie is the only slice that you can get that isn't frozen here. Good to know. But they do offer a more tart slice. You have to get that frozen. I will say it is much creamier than Kermit's. And I feel like these two are both kind of on that more mass-produced scale. Wow, hands down better than Kermit's. They're really close to each other too. They're probably the same level of tart to sweet. This one might actually be a little less tart than Kermit's, which I guess is a downside, but the consistency of this one is so much better. The crust I actually really like too. It just has more flavor. It's easy to eat in this vehicle anyways. Standard whipped cream, it's so smooth. I'm gonna go 7.7 on this one. Much more tart. As promised, I guess I was expecting more of a punch. I think they're really aiming to please as many people as possible at these more mass-produced locations. That's just my personal opinion. This meringue is awful. This is probably the most hyped up key lime pie in the Keys because of the way it looks. It's absolutely stunning if you look at it, especially from afar. But when you get up close, the meringue is awful. It looks like bubble bath, like soap suds, and it doesn't taste good. It's like wet, seems overbaked. It's on the tart side of the sweet tart. Nothing special. I'm giving it a 5.1 because the custard is on the tart side, and that's it. Really disappointing. Now we're moving on. It was loud in there. So kind of unexpectedly, that is our last stop. Let's chat real quick about the Sunset Pier Key Lime Pie. It was definitely more sweet than tart. Creamy. If you've learned nothing from this whole experience, is that I prefer a tart key lime pie, so it wasn't necessarily my favorite. The crust tasted good. Another thing I think I've learned here is that for a sweeter key lime pie, I think whipped cream topping is better because that'll balance out the sweetness. If you're going for a more tart key lime pie, I think meringue is the better option because that balances out the tartness, the sweetness of the meringue. That being said, Shane and I have decided that we need a side-by-side taste test of our top two key lime pies. I went and picked up another slice from Moondog Cafe, and on our way back, we're gonna pick up another slice from Mrs. Max. We will taste both side by side, name a winner, and yeah guys, and that'll conclude our finding the best key lime pie in the Keys. I wasn't able to make it to every single place I wanted to go. There were probably like 4 or 5 more. So next time I come to town, I will try those, and if they happen to be better, I will do a little update and let you guys know about it. I am, holy crap, almost fell and I'm melting. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll see you guys mañana. TV time, TV time, TV time, boop. All right, we're back. Shane and I have tried the 2 finalist pies, Moondog Cafe and Mrs. Max out of Key Largo, and we have named a winner, or I have named a winner. We are announcing it in 3, 2, 1. None other than Moondog Cafe. Ultimately, this came down to the super tart custard, the marshmallowy meringue, the beautiful presentation, the great ratio. They just went the extra mile. I am obsessed, and I highly recommend anybody coming down to the Keys, especially Key West, try this pie. And now I am gonna go and eat this pie, and I'll see you guys next time.